Hi, I'm Marty Nemko. Most people know the ethical thing to do, but when it's inexpedient, they may succumb to the temptations of money or power or hooking in the romantic partner you want. Most people act ethically when it is expedient. For example, they make a charitable donation when the right people are going to see it. Only a tiny percentage of significant charitable donations are made anonymously. The issue is in getting people to do the right thing when it is inexpedient. Ethics courses too often focus on the gray area of what you should do in ambiguous situations. Typical of academia, the focus is on the intellectually interesting over the practically relevant. Getting people to do the obviously ethical thing when it's inexpedient. For example, not absconding with employer or shareholder money, not sandbagging a rival for promotion, taking a huge salary when they're workers who are working harder, frankly, at the front lines of making minimum wage, not feigning love in an attempt to hook in a desirable romantic partner. Well, here I lay out the elements of an ethical self-improvement plan. For space limitations, I'm going to leave to another day the question of whether the poor can afford to be as scrupulously ethical. I focus here on people who don't have to worry whether they've got a roof over their head, a meal on their table. First, a definition. What do I mean by ethical? It's making decisions based on what will do the most good for your sphere of influence. Or if you want to be loftier, the behaviors that comport with universal values, such as contributing to the gross world happiness or at least gross world contentment. The key to becoming more ethical? Recognizing that altruism is foundational to your every act. That requires recognizing two things. One, you will selfishly benefit. You will walk the earth every day for the rest of your life feeling good about how you're living your life. Also, you'll be more respected by friends, by family, by colleagues. You'll likely be prouder of your kids. While in the short term you may pay for inexpedient ethical behavior, in the long run you'll be more trusted and possibly at least have more success than if people were dubious about your ethics. You may be able to hide your poor ethics sometimes, but it tends to be a way of living, and that eventually shines through for at least the perceptive people to see. And in addition to the selfish benefit of living ethically, altruistically, there is the external benefit. Don't you want your behavior to yield broader good that would accrue, for example, your dishonesty enabling you to live in fancier digs in a tonier zip code, driving a luxury car, wearing frou-frou clothes, and having 5-star vacations? If ill-begotten mansion or yacht owners allow themselves to think, they'd have to feel bad about themselves, knowing that their unethical behavior, directly or indirectly, caused other people to have to, for example, cut their medication in half to make it last longer. That's true even of not just overtly, terribly unethical people, but simply of people, as I mentioned earlier, who accepted a big salary while their frontline workers made just a pittance. And still more benefits of acting altruistically to the world. If you act ethically, the effect is multiplicative. Your actions often benefit more than one person. Additionally, if those beneficiaries have been treated ethically, for example, if you are that executive who's foregoing big pay so that workers can get more, they are more likely to be ethical themselves. Even if your ethical action just helped 2 people, and they each become just a bit more ethical, 4 people become more ethical, and 4 begets 16, and so on. In addition, your peers, on seeing you behave ethically, are more likely to do so themselves, which adds to the multiplicative benefit. Once you recognize the wisdom of those 2 assertions that you derive selfish benefit as well as broad benefit by your being ethical, altruistic, we can turn to how to suffuse that foundational principle into your life decisions day in and day out. To that end, keep a memo pad with you and your antenna out for every situation in which you have a choice between an egoistic, expedient decision and an ethical, altruistic, inexpedient one. After each day, review your decisions. How do you feel about them? Now, many people grow from being in a group, so maybe you might want to invite a few friends to meet regularly on Zoom or teleconference or when COVID's safe enough in person. As in Alcoholics Anonymous groups, members can bring up their successes and their challenges. At a time when people are struggling to survive practically and psychologically, urging such a high standard of ethics may seem out of touch, but ethics truly does trump all. I'm hoping that this little talk will encourage you to aspire to be the ethical self that deep down you probably want to be. In any event, I do thank you for watching. I'm Marty Nemko. I welcome your thumbs up and accept your thumbs down. I'm always looking forward to your comments, and especially like it if you hit the share button below. Share on your social media so that my efforts can have broader impact. And I am flattered if you choose to subscribe to my channel. And in any event, I do thank you for watching. I am Marty Nemko.